Do I have the volume up? Let's see if I have the volume up. I think I have the volume up. Okay. Okay. I think you can see me. Okay. I guess I have this thing on. Okay. Hi, my name is Dr. Regina Sodiq. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to continue my discussion. Well, I'm reading my community wall post. It will not be in chronological order, and I will be making discussions as I go through. I hope I have the volume up and everything so you guys can hear me. So, it's still October. So, I still consider it my birthday month. Go Dr. Regina, go Libra, go Oprah. So I have this, right? Okay. It's still your birthday because it's still October. I put pictures on my community wall. The second picture I took while I was in the USA, and it's an older picture. The first picture I took here, and I'm not sure. I think it's around my birthday, around that time, but not my birthday pictures. So that's it. Okay. Let me start. Right. Find the email from the Caucasian woman talking about junk mail when I was applying for the USA government jobs. And link that with what the my Nigerian husband said to me, and connect that with them seeking me to comments like trash and lunch when I was trying to buy my when I was trying to buy new glasses, when I was in working as a traveling medical technologist in Kentucky. The reason why I said that is because as I'm going through what they were putting me through, it's been over years. So comments would be said, and I would not understand it during the time it was being said, but everything being said and done to me was intentional. Just like the junk email comment, just like the trash and lunch comment, um, someone calling my phone constantly, almost every time they would come and pick up the garbage at my home when I was in the USA. It got so constant and consistent that when it rang and everything, when my mobile phone rang, all I had to do was look outside, and there they were. The truck either coming or within a few seconds or something like that. Someone would call my phone, and I knew it was them outside when I was living my USA home. That's how often they did it. That's how often they would be calling my mobile phone from different numbers. And prior comments was made to me about the dumpster, being a dumpster, something. And then he also said I was a junkie or something like that. But when he said that, I thought it meant something else. When you don't know, especially when so much is occurring from so many different people, so many different directions, you can't keep up with everything. So when that comment was made, my mind went back to several situations that I've been in that is like, okay, well, this individual said this individual said that. It could be referring to this or it could be referring to that. That is how my mind thinks, is looking at all of the perspectives that it could be. So it didn't occur to me that I already knew someone was hacking into my phone, into my computer, looking at my WhatsApp messages, deleting my WhatsApp messages, deleting my photos. So I already knew that they were looking at my photos and everything like that. I have so many photos. So one of the photos I had is when there was a tornado when I was there in Clarksville, Tennessee, and I had to have the debris from the tornado. I had to have it removed. So the company that I called, I don't know. Before we did have that sign, the sign of the company that I called, and they would ask, "Can we put our sign in the yard, for advertising?" I That's what they do in the USA. So the company that I called, they put the sign in my yard, and from the wording on that sign, that is what now I think they're getting. Um, they're getting their tactics and what, because not only do they say that, they emails, they say other things to use as trigger words. I would call trigger words because it's used to evoke a certain emotion out of you. Just like, how can I say this? If you're studying an individual, and okay, I will say it this way: when you apply to a job position, they can ask you practical, technical questions, or they can ask you generalized questions. Um, and they can ask you certain things that are personal, like give us your strength and weaknesses. What do you consider your strengths and weaknesses and everything like that? So when someone knows or is studying you or trying to determine what your strengths and weaknesses are, they will go with something like they would go with something that they would know that uh-huh, they will go with something that they know will trigger you in a certain way. So if you were to say be a physical trainer, they will always try to evoke emotion from you pertaining to anything dealing with training or your or well, what do you do with the trainer? They will always invoke an emotion. So if you train so much, or would say something negative, oh, it doesn't look like you've been working out. Oh, you haven't been working out lately. It looks like you're getting overweight or something like that. They will do something to put a negative effect on what they think your weakness would be pertaining to your field. So, if you're in, as far as education, or have excelled in your educational level, another way to make you feel insecure or make you feel less than is to always remark on something that is affecting your intellect. If you are overweight, obese, then they can attack you in a way that overemphasize how you feel as far as your physical appearance. In other words, if they know your strengths and weaknesses and they know your career or field that you work in, those are the areas that they will choose to go and attack you in. So, intellectual, intellectual will deal with your mental clarity, your abilities, capabilities, um, psychological, emotional, anything that will show deterioration in your thoughts, actions, performance, they will attack. And they will keep attacking that until it brings you down to the level that they want you to be in. So, from the period that I went into the service, and I went into the service at 17, right out of high school. From that and the issues that I had in the service, I think that is what started the snowball over decades and decades and decades effect to get to this point of them always trying to call me when a trash man comes by, them always saying things and doing things and sinking me and linking me and having me irritated or um, upset or provoked in any kind of way, because while they were doing that on that end, other people were doing other things to me on another end. So it was always keeping the turmoil, always keeping the anxiety, always keeping the stress, always keeping everything. They were always trying to do to keep me at a level that they wanted me to be in. Because remember, I have put on my community wall where when I was living on Angeles Lane, the Department of Veteran Affairs had assigned AmSouth Bank as my fiduciary conservatorship because they said that I was deemed and found to be incompetent to handle my financial affairs. So if they have already said that in writing, they had to prove it in a certain way. So if I am fighting what they said and not demonstrating what they're saying, then they'll be found to be false statements, right? It would be found to be an injustice putting a fiduciary and conservatorship over me via a bank called AmSouth Bank, and then it became Regions Bank. It would be found to be they were harassing me. It would be found to be that they did something illegal towards me. So that would be a very, very detrimental hmm, image for the Department of Veterans Affairs, Regions Bank, the person that wrote me the letter saying that they were going to be from Regions Bank, that said that she was supposed to be appointed, you know, as fiduciary conservatorship because I was found to be mentally incompetent and couldn't handle my financial affairs. So a lot of people would be in trouble if it was determined they were outright harassing me, stalking me, intimidating me, cruelly triggering my husband and my son to attack and beat me, community gang stalk me, following me around, ridiculing and harassing me during job interviews, outright laughing at the interviews. If it's found that I am telling the truth and I'm a military veteran and everything that they were sending to my computer, those porn videos, those porn links, and to my phone, it's okay if I am found to be false, right? That I am lying, that there's something wrong with me, and every other negative characteristic and attribute that they are trying to place upon me. But the moment that it is found that I am telling the truth about anything that these individuals have done, and I am a USA Navy veteran, and they've done this to me, and I'm telling the truth, that's something they will never. That's something they cannot recover from. They can never admit to doing. And there will be other veterans that will make it their duty to say that I'm lying also. Because why? Is an image that they have to protect. Protect the whole. I'm only one person. So to hell with me, right? Of course I'm lying. Of course I'm making everything up. Of course it didn't happen like I said it happened. It's easy to say that because I'm only one person. And it's my word against theirs, right? Except it is my word. And it's a word that I stand by. And I will continue to stand by it. I will continue to stand by everything that I wrote on my community wall posting. I will continue to stand by everything I wrote on my self-help books. I will continue to stand by every complaint that I made beginning in the U.S. military when I served. From those complaints to where I had employment, the issues I had there, and I made complaints, to my educational when I was going through my school and they did what they did there. I made complaints there. So everything that I have written down, every complaint that I've written down, every EEO officer that I have been to, I stand by everything that I said that happened. The truth is the truth. You can have individuals out there to try to destroy my character, defame my name, insult my intelligence, which of course I know you attack all the time because you were doing that while I was working. My mind is what I needed to do my job correctly. And you knew if you attacked that, how would I put out accurate and precise results? Right? The same is with my schooling. I had to study, I had to perform in groups, projects, in the group projects that I had to do with other individuals to present presentations and everything like that for grades. I was put in situations with people openly mocking me, and I still had to perform. I still had to study. I still had to pass the same exams as they did. But the difference was they had clear minds. They didn't have anxiety. They didn't have no one harassing them. They didn't have anybody mocking them. They didn't have to be going to bed stressed, or anything, because they were the ones that were providing the animosity. They were the ones providing the hostile environment. They were the ones enjoying everything that they were doing to me. Not only did I have to contend with what I was trying to do as far as educational, when I was trying to get my degrees, I also had to go out in public, in the community, and try to do shop and be a normal person living in a world, and have those people harassing and gang stalking me and doing everything to me there, working on my job. Also had those individuals. So I had a lot of pressure on me while everyone else, what did they say? Living their best lives, right? So while all these people living their best lives and mocking and harassing me and everything like that, and I still had to study. I still had to pass the test. I still had to work. I still had to provide accurate results on the testing that I was doing, right? I can't put out an inaccurate result. An inaccurate result would mean the life or death of a patient. So I had to have my shit together, right? With everything that was going on. A mentally incompetent person had to keep up and excel over someone that's been there 20 or 30 years, right? Hmm? And then y'all would say, oh, you've only been at this job for a couple of weeks, or you only been there for a couple of months. Oh, what was going on? They knew darn well what was going on. They're the ones that it was instigating the whole thing. But it amused them to put me through the stress and the anxiety of remembering what they were doing to me. And knowing that even though I was going through that, I still had to perform just like they did. Just like they did, right? A mentally incompetent person had to keep up and perform just like they did with little, minimum, or none assistance. And I still had to pass the competency test to show that I was qualified to be a medical technologist. Not only the written exam, but also during the training. I had to get signed off to say that I was competent to do the job. So all this competency, all this competency, all this competency testing, yet I'm still mentally incompetent and can't do anything. I'm still not qualified to do a GS9, a GS10, a GS11 job, right? Hmm? But that's what you tell me. That is what you tell me when I go for the job interviews, or even not even get the interview. I send in the application, and I'm told I don't qualify. See, that's the thing that they were doing throughout the years. When I was a GS7 and applied for the GS9, oh, I don't qualify. When I had the qualifications to qualify for GS9, I still don't qualify. Oh, someone was found af- after the mocking or mocking interview, mockery, laughing, asking absurd questions and everything, or even if they just asked personal questions and just talk about my personal life, I still didn't get the job. Just talking about my own personal life. That was the whole interview questions, and I still don't get it. Someone else is better qualified. That is what I was going through. That is what I was going through. And yet, and yet, I'm being told I'm not qualified for this, I'm not qualified for that. But yet, you people have no problem trying to intimidate me, trigger my family to attack me, insult me, mock me while I'm trying to get my education. Insult me, mock me while I am at the job trying to perform the best of my ability. Follow me, ridicule me, insult me while I am doing day to day living activities when I have to go out in a community. But I'm the one that's mentally incompetent. So please tell me what you consider your behavior to be. Because y'all already said my behavior is mental incompetence, right? Someone that has bust her butt to get a PhD, a doctorate degree. Someone that has certification and a license as a medical technologist. Someone that has had to raise her child by herself. Someone that has had to provide for her and her child by herself. All of those, according to you, are behaviors of a mentally incompetent person, right? That's what you said. So those are the behaviors of someone that's mentally incompetent. So since my behavior is mentally incompetent, please tell me what your behavior is considered to be. Since you do the gang stalking, since you do the harassment, intimidation, and mockeries, since you come to people's homes to falsely make police reports and accusations, bring in all your children, since you come and call and trigger my son and my husband to attack me. Oh, he's not innocent. I know the stuff he's been doing too. But what do you call those behaviors? So since y'all call me mentally incompetent, my behavior is mentally incompetent. And I've listed everything that I've been doing. Hmm? To be a generalist, medical technologist, meaning work in all the areas within the laboratory, including phlebotomy, including accessioning, including mailing, mail outs, generalist. That's the maintenance, that's the QC, that's the calibration of the instruments, right? So that's my persona, my attributes, my characteristics of someone being mentally incompetent. So what are y'all? What are y'all? You cover up what you do to people. The mockeries, the intimidation tactics, the stalking, the attacks. Are those behaviors of someone or people that have it all together in their mind? They are the ones that's competent. They are the ones that are socially acceptable. Those are the behaviors that you want. Someone that'll do something behind closed doors and then lie about it and say they didn't do it. That's what you people considered as being mentally competent. People that gather in a gang like or clique to actively and consciously attack or intimidate someone else. That's what you people call mental competency, right? Since you already declared that I was mentally incompetent and I'd enlisted my characteristics, my attributes, my behaviors of what I've done. Everything is on my community wall. All the involvements with police coming to my home, with strangers coming into my home, all of those are listed on my community wall. It's always known when you have a group of people who will vouch and corroborate each other's story, it's hard to determine and get to the truth of what happened, especially if it's one person, if it's one individual against a group of individuals. And those group of individuals have a lot at stake to lose. Like I said, it was in writing that I was declared mentally incompetent by the Department of Veteran Affairs, and AmSouth Bank, now Regions Bank, was assigned as my fiduciary conservatorship, and they were to receive any benefit checks that I was getting, and were going to allot me a certain amount each week. Humiliation tactics is another tactic that is used. Degradation tactics is another tactic to be that is used, right? Attacking someone financially is another tactic to be used. I don't know what to say to those of you that I have encountered in my life, in my lifetime, that have done the behaviors that I've just listed against me. But yet, you have the jobs, right? You have the positions, and you continue to do what you did to me to someone else, but you're not considered anything wrong with your behavior. Now, why is that? Why is that? That's interesting. Hmm? That is very interesting. I am a USA Navy veteran, African American woman that has excelled educationally. Yet, you people have found ways to belittle that. As long as you have another African American woman denouncing, humiliating, belittling another African American woman, you think that's okay, right? You think that's how it goes. You think you can get away with that. Hmm? You think you can get away with that just because. Just because why? Because it's you and I'm me. My time and effort is below or beneath your time and effort. The money that I paid out of my own pocket towards my education, myself, no one else. No one else assisted me. No one else would assist me. Assist me. I financed my master's, my PhD, doctorates. I financed it. I studied. I passed the tests. In spite of everything you people were doing to me. Yet, you still find ways to mock and ridicule even those accomplishments, right? Just because it's me. Now, why is that? What about me have you people in such turmoil? Hmm? What about this African American woman have you people so upset? What about me? Hmm? I should be asking, what about the other men and women that you've done this to, or the children that you put through what you put me through? Some didn't make it, did they? I know I wasn't supposed to be here. I've been hearing it all over the place. I'm not supposed to be here. 2 cars of mine being totaled by people hitting my car. 2 cars totaled, and one was a hit and run semi truck. I'm not supposed to be here. So, what about this African American woman have you people in such a freaking frenzy that you need to ridicule, mock me, intimidate me, attack me, harass me, attack my finances, attack my career, attack my education? What is it? What's going on with you people? What is going on with you people? I'm supposed to be mentally incompetent. So I guess it's beyond my grasp to understand your behaviors. Maybe somebody else might understand it. Maybe somebody else might understand it because I don't. I don't get why a group of people will see me as a threat. For what? What do you think that I know? Because I assure you, I know it. I know it. I have some family members that are not being truthful. I have some family members that are not being truthful about what they've been doing and what they've done. I mentioned that this is supposed to be um, a discussion about my community wall post. And I mentioned that there are multiple tarot readers that are not being truthful with where and how they get their spiritual inspirations to read tarot. I know for a fact that multiple of you tarot readers are connected to my Nigerian husband. And I know for a fact that during the attacks that he had done to me, multiple in this apartment, that's connected with some of you tarot readers. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact from his behavior, from his comments, and then your comments. Exactly what he was saying while he was doing it, and his behavior while he was doing it. And I know that some of you tarot readers have outside employment connected with myself and this Nigerian husband of mine. I know that for a fact too. Some of you are not being truthful about where you're getting your information. You're not. And you're not being truthful of your connection with other individuals here in Nigeria. You're not being truthful about that either. I picked that up a long time ago. But I'm more concerned and interested in those of you that use this Nigerian husband of mine to attack me. I'm more concerned about that. Now, if you don't know how you're connected with this Nigerian, I can inform you about that. Or maybe you want to look at this is judgment card. This is my act card. Maybe you might want to look at your tarot cards and see for yourself how you're connected with this Nigerian. If you don't know, I wrote down a while ago. Mhm. I wrote down a while ago on my community post about tarot readers are not being truthful about where they're getting their information from and their connections here in Nigeria. I wrote that a while ago, and I meant it. And to some of you, the attacks on me was getting too good for you. And you jumped back on to your platforms and said, Spirit told you this and Spirit told you that. I know exactly which tarot readers I'm referring to when I say that you have something connected with this Nigerian husband of mine during the attacks that happened to me in this apartment. How he was acting, his behaviors, everything. Because some of you know more than what you're saying about what's really going on here and your connections to those here in Nigeria. You're not being truthful to the other tarot readers about where you're getting your information from and what your interest is with me, with him, and with my house in the USA. You're not being truthful with that at all. So, like I said, I know that many of you are reading my community wall posts, and I know that I'm limited here in Nigeria with who is viewing my posts, who is viewing my posts, and the information that is getting out. So, certain people are viewing my posts, certain people are reading the post and make commentary on it as though they are getting it from another source. And because I there's limitations here in Nigeria, it's not going out to certain areas, to certain people, majority of the USA, or however the restrictions are here in Nigeria. There are a lot of restrictions here in Nigeria. But some of you are intentionally coming to read the post and then going to make your commentary as though you're getting the information some other sort of way. I'll see how everything goes when I get back to the USA and when I have access to things and situations and individuals and legal proceedings that I don't have access here. I'll do it that way. Not only are individuals reading my community wall pertaining to the USA, individuals are reading my community wall postings and are putting it in the Yoruba movies, just like what was happening in the USA. And I put that also on my community wall. Who are the people that are doing these scripts, these movie scripts, these actors and actresses that are involved in these things? Who are doing these things? Who are doing who are doing these things that are trying their best to try to make an individual appear to be mentally disturbed? You're working overtime to garnish that image. You are working way overtime. And I'm wondering, is it because of our, I'm USA, right? Is it because of our upcoming presidential election that you have to work overtime to prove or say, because it's not proven at all, to say propaganda? It's just okay. To put out propaganda of an individual is mentally incompetent, mentally disturbed, mentally, right? You have to keep emphasizing that and repetitive over and over and over until it sticks into society's thought processes, right? So when you see my name, hear my name, see my image, hear or view my image or anything like that, immediately, oh, that person, there's something wrong with that person. Don't talk to that person. There's something wrong with that person. Isn't that character assault or assassination? Isn't that it? See, the thing about having a letter saying and declaring somebody mentally incompetent, there's also another letter floating out there where that statement was retracted. The Board of Veterans Appeals, right? So it wasn't successful that way. So you had to go a different route. You had to do it another way. Your purpose is still to try to tarnish someone's image. So anything that I write, anything that I put out, I didn't put it out. A mentally incompetent person couldn't do that. So y'all had to delete, destroy, and wipe out everything that I did for my self-help books using the Copilot AI. So now I have to come back and find out exactly what's going on with that. If anybody is out there trying to impersonate me saying they're the ones who wrote it, because of course not. I'm too mentally incompetent to do that, right? So anything associated with Dr. Regina Jordan Sodiq has to be tarnished, has to be degraded, has to be belittled, has to be insulted, has to be mocked, right? Or else everything that you're saying would be a lie. And you can't have that. No, of course you can't have that. Because if what you're saying about me isn't true, you're legally responsible. You, your employees, right? The educational school system that I went to, my colleagues there that harassed and intimidated and mocked me, they'd be legally responsible. And those prestige characteristics, images that you people have, well, that would be tarnished, wouldn't it? Your jobs would know who you are. Your employers would know who you are. The communities you live in would know who you are. Your friends, your family would know what you've done. You can't have that. No. You have to make me appear that what I'm saying is lying, right? There's only one of me, and it's many of you. You can't have that. You can't have what you're saying to be seen as being a lie. That you consciously, intentionally attacked someone, ridicule, mock them privately in their own home, having them attacked publicly when they go out, having them followed, having them stalked, educationally being mocked, at the work, can't even let the person work in peace. You have to intimidate, mock. Hmm? TriStar Medical Center, right? I'm sitting down trying to do my job in blood bank. What you do? Drop the whole blood unit bag on the ground behind me so it splashed all over me. Y'all were doing things to me way before then, right? And when I go and make a complaint, oh no, it didn't happen like she said it happened. She's making something up. Who are you to question someone that's been here all these years? All these years, we haven't had any problem with anyone. Everybody else got along. I guess everybody else did get along. They have no problem covering up for each other. Of course, they're going to get along. I want to know how many people came through there that y'all messed with and they had to leave for one reason or another. But you don't have to be concerned if everything I'm saying is a lie, right? You don't have to be concerned if you have individuals out there that are doing propaganda, that doing character assassinations and degradations and everything like that to tarnish my character. All is well and all is good. You go back to your jobs, you go back to your lives, you go back to your families and communities, and all is well. I'm just one person. Hmm? I'm just one person. I'm just one person that's telling the truth, that's been fighting this war much longer than you have. I'm that person, the wrong person for you to try this on. I'm that person, one person, which is enough. So, you put in writing that I was mentally incompetent. You triggered my son and my husband to attack me, to beat me, came to my house to make false reports on me, instigated, humiliated, stalked me, ridiculed and mocked me. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this a long time. And I am the one person that you shouldn't have done this to. I'm the right person. So all of those who were out there looking at me and said, oh, I'm about to retire and everything like that, and doing it during the time that I didn't know what you were talking about, I know what you're talking about now. And if you're still having the same government names that you want to get your retirement check on, your 401k, all those avenues that you have chosen to take, to make sure you had a nice, comfortable living on that retirement, your government names, the names that you told me while I worked where I worked, right? The names that you sent me emails with, right? The ones that you are supposed to be sending to the IRS to show where what? To pay your taxes, right? Yeah, those names. Just like my name, Regina Denise Jordan Sodiq. Just like my name. Those names. How long have I been talking? Okay. Well, I didn't discuss so much on my community wall. I did read a little bit, but it's been over an hour. And it's late here. It's late. 1:30 in the morning. So, mm, um, like I said, I know multiple people are looking at my videos, my community wall, getting your commentary from it, hacking my phones, hacking my computer, and also have direct connection with my husband and other people here. I know that. And still, I will say this: what I put in my self help books are my life experiences. What I wrote on my community wall are my life experiences. What I put down in my harassment complaints and went to the EEO offices, I stand by those documents, those statements. Those were my life experiences. And since you people have been doing this, from what I gather now, since I went into the military when I was 17, I'm 50 what now? 53? And you're still doing it. You're still doing it. So you think that attacking my finances, attacking my career, prevented me from excelling and growing to the position that I'm supposed to be in life, that I won't pursue you legally. I didn't keep my documents for nothing. I didn't keep them for nothing. And if you look on my community wall, and my statements and my videos, I told you I didn't keep it for nothing. I will be pursuing legally, and I will be gathering up all the names and all as much as I can from the individuals involved. You can call me what you want. It's still not gonna it's still not gonna distract from the truth. It's not gonna stop the truth. It's not gonna stop it at all. So go ahead and retire. Go ahead and get your 401ks and everything like that. I'm pretty much depleted mine. I had a lot of I had a lot of lies being told to me by a lot of people. So be it. So be it. We're gonna see just how mentally incompetent I really am, won't we? Okay, guys. Uh, this is the end. Bye bye.